Hey everybody, Max here again, and I'm with Chinzo Machida Sensei of the Machida Karate Dojo here in Los Angeles, and he agreed to do a quick video with me. It's actually right before class, so we don't have too much time, but I wanted to talk to him and get to know him a little bit better and introduce him to you guys.
My name is Chinzo Machida. I'm a karate fighter, karate instructor as well. So I teach karate since when I was 4 years old. I compete a lot in the national Brazilian national tournament, in the JKA, the Japan Karate Association, and I have a very success when I was the second place in the JKA Tournament Cup in 2006, and I beat some Japanese guys, and the last one I lost for another Japanese guy. And also I'm professional MMA fighter, I fight to Bellator.
I feel Cordero out of that camp. Incredible coach. Oh, monster right! Buckles the knees of Navarro. He survived the first time, but not here.
It's okay.
It's happening here in the United States and around the world. And also I support my brother Lyoto Machida as a corner, as a coach. We train together. He's my partner as well, to be success in UFC.
I've seen your fights and Lyoto Sensei's fights, and I think a lot of people around the world, they love it because it's just karate. It's not, too much of mix of all sorts of karate. It comes from Shotokan karate. And I guess one question I have for you is, your father went to Brazil when he was very young, I guess 22 years old, from Japan by boat. I've seen the video. What inspired him to go over there and teach karate to the Brazilians?
Yeah, actually my father, he had a dream, that he's a graduate in engineer, civil engineer, but his dream is to live with true karate. Mm-hmm. So he said no, he challenged himself, and he said no, I'm gonna try make my life is more like that's he wanted, like a dream,
like his passion.
The passion. And he said, no, I'm gonna leave from Japan and look for my way.
Wow.
And he went to Brazil by ship, and he spent like 45 days. And
what year was that?
1968.
Okay. 1968.
He went by himself, and at the time he didn't know how to speak Portuguese, and only Japanese, but he challenged and he won, because now we have 2 academies in Brazil, and you have a bunch of students. My father teach many, more than 30,000 people, in Brazil passing in his hand. And now I think he is very happy because he's one of the masters that he's organized the JKA, Japan Karate Association in Brazil. He's one of the main person in Brazil that take care of the karate there.
Was it difficult for him to start? How many karate people were in Brazil before he went there?
And there were some masters, karate masters, and there is a fun story that he looking for one master, mm-hmm. and that's the people from Japan recommend him, or you have to looking for this master. Their name is Tanaka. He's from Rio de Janeiro, and the Tanaka said, "Okay, Machida, come here, and let's see if you can survive, teaching karate or true karate in Brazil, and make him fight with all the master, and he did very great job."
He was 22? How old was he?
He was 22 years old, and he fought many guys, like 5 guys, one at a time for sure, and he beat some of them, and he said, no, hey, you good, and you can survive here in karate. Uh-huh. You can start teaching karate here.
Oh, so then he had permission to...
Yeah, like a permission, and he started teaching karate.
Yeah. So when he started teaching, there was already many Japanese living in Brazil.
There are many Japanese live in Brazil, but people from Brazil, they don't know so much karate at the time, you know. So my father, like he didn't have money enough to, because actually he worked as an engineer for 1 year with the Japanese corporation. After that, the contract is finished, over. He said, no, I'm gonna stay here to work with karate.
Just karate.
Just karate. And he started like be hungry because he doesn't have money. He didn't have money to buy food, you know? And he's so skinny, but the spirit was there. So and he tell us many of story of this. But one of the guy that's a black belt, he went to São Paulo when my father was, you know, for 1 year and trained with my father. And he really enjoyed the training, and he wants to take my father to his state to start teaching karate there in Bahia, different state. And my father at the time, he didn't want to go because he didn't speak Portuguese. But one friend of his said, no, Machida, go because it's a good opportunity for you. And at the end of the story, he went there and he was there for 10 years and he developed the karate from Bahia, that state, and he created a bunch of black belts, and he had like 1,200 karate guys, you know? So that's his name is growing in Brazil from that time. That age about 1975, 1976, you know? He become famous in Brazil.
So is that when, were you born?
I born in 1977.
Okay, so during this time.
And after that, because at the time he was employed there, but he wants to have his own academy, and he didn't want to stay in Brazil, in Bahia, that state, because that his friend invited him to take care of karate, and he didn't open to the academy next to his friend's academy. So he said, no, I moved to the other state to open my own academy because I don't want to compete. So he moved to Belém do Pará. Belém do Pará is a Pará state. And there is a lot of Japanese community, and he started again from the beginning, another academy, but now he's on of the academy.
And you said you were teaching when you were, you were training when you were 3 years old.
Yeah, 4 years old, actually 4 years old. And my brother, Lyoto, started with me when he was 3 years old.
So, did you start teaching people karate at a young age as well in Brazil?
Yeah, when I was about like 13 years old, you know, my father said, we always ask him like monthly tip, you know, hey, Dad, you can give me some money because I need to buy the lunch at school.
You asked your dad.
I asked my dad. And my dad said, okay, let's do this. If you want to make money, you have to work. You know? And I give you a class for you and your brother. For you have to teach the kids, like a 7 years old, 8 years old kids. At the time we are like 13 years old. You know? And at the time I start teaching karate to the kids. You know, and the first step, and I make money.
And you're
not
making
so
money.
much. I make money a little bit, and I started working for that age. And I did the physical education to be more like to get more instructor about how to teach and how make the people understand the technique and the karate philosophy as well.
Have you always enjoyed karate through your whole life from 3 to now? Has there been I train hard, you know, since a very young age. But there is when I was a teenager, I play soccer as well. Beside karate, like a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I train karate, and Tuesday and Thursday I play soccer at school. You know? But after the high school, I have to choose. No, I focus more to karate because soccer you get hurt a lot too, sometimes more than karate. So I think no, I'm gonna focus more on the karate. So I quite the soccer and keep more this. I'm glad because now I can take classes. I have one more question about, did you feel that because your dad was Japanese or a Shotokan master that you wanted to do karate because it's Japanese? Did you feel anything about being half Japanese?
I think for me it's very natural, you know, and to become a martial artist and instructor and involved with this, because my whole life I grew up in the academy. We lived upstairs and the academy was downstairs.
Oh, okay.
So all the time I involved not only karate, but the people training karate, you know.
Right.
And then they talk about the karate, sometimes they challenge us, hey, let's do this.
So
you are a kid and the other guys like very young guys.
They wanted to fight you?
They fight and they beat us and I want to be angry. So we are creating this environment, you know. And for me it's very natural. I cannot imagine me like to see other things if not martial arts, especially karate.
So why did you want to bring that karate over here to Los Angeles?
Yeah, because my father is very traditional karate guy, karate master, is a Shotokan karate. But me and my brother Lyoto, we trained the other martial arts. Now we came from Shotokan karate, but as you train and you participate in MMA, you start like develop the new system that you call Machida Karate. It's more for self-defense and more like for more realistic situation. Because sometimes karate is a very formal thing, but when you have to apply that, you feel the difficult to apply. For example, when I study English in Brazil for 2 years. I learned a lot of grammar. But I came here 2 years ago. When I arrived here, I struggle in English, a lot of difficult, because people talk so fast. Now I couldn't understand anything. When I was desperate, oh, what happened, man? And my English didn't work because I studied more grammar.
Like a book versus real
life.
Yeah, okay.
It's the same. For Shotokan karate, it's a very good karate. It's a very good philosophy, very good strength karate. But the people now, the way they are training, it doesn't work for the real life. It doesn't work for the real combat. And you make the Shotokan karate work for the real life. And as you have experience in that situation, as you involved in MMA, you study a lot to how to apply the traditional karate to work as MMA, as a self-defense, and this more applicable situation. And you create the Machida Karate system.
One more question. Why LA and not like Japan? Was it because of just language?
Yeah, because first of all, we live in Brazil, no, and Belém is a good city, but is too far from the rest of the world. You know, people like they don't know where is Belém. No,
yeah.
We are very happy to grow up there. We love our city, but Los Angeles is the feel as a martial arts place. There is many very famous schools here, so we thought, oh, Los Angeles is good because a good point is easy to people from Europe, from the United States to spread our karate system. You have now one person is very interesting to become affiliated in our karate system in Japan. There is a student. There is a very interesting to become a Machida Karate affiliate. They want to open Machida Karate Association in Japan.
日本語も
日
本語の勉強
I should study more.
喋
れます。日本語とても難しい。But I will learn.
Yeah, 頑張ります。Yeah. That's all I really wanted to ask you, so thank you very much. Oh, you know what? One more question. I'm just curious. Did you grow up in Brazil watching any anime or Japanese TV shows growing up that you really liked?
No, because in Brazil, when I was like a teenage, they don't have like a cable TV. That's too much. But I saw like every day my father, he read a book like a manga.
No? Oh, he was reading manga.
He loves manga and he read a lot. No, my father is a very reader guy, so he read everything, including manga.
Do you know any example of the manga you read?
I don't know. There is one manga is very like famous, but like about the one guy's kill. No, like a police thing, something like that. I have to ask my dad.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to say before we finish?
Yeah, I would like to say like Japan is a very important country, you know, for us especially because my father came from Japan. My father is Japanese. We have the Japanese blood in our body. So you are very happy to share with you this interview and share about our karate techniques, you know. And we would like to come back to Japan soon and to show our karate technique and our karate philosophy, because Japanese, we respect a lot the discipline and the respect the Japanese have for everybody.
And if you're ever in Los Angeles, you can come by and Chinzo Sensei will.
Yeah, please, if you are in Los Angeles areas, come to visit our Machida Karate Academy here.
Os. Thank you very much, Sensei.
Thank you, Max. It's a pleasure. Max is our student.
Thank
He's
you
very
for doing
good.
this.
Yeah, he's very good.
I'm trying.
Yeah, he's learning our system here, but it's not difficult for him because he's a very good background in traditional karate. So not to do that transitions is not so difficult. And you're gonna train now.
Yeah, we're gonna train now. So thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next video. All right,
Thank
bye
you.
bye.